guys? Frank Fulci back again. Let me adjust this a little bit. Yeah. So yeah, the first thing you guys notice is I've shaved my entire fucking face off. So yeah, this is what quarantine Frank looks like. Hope all you guys are staying safe out there, staying healthy, practicing your social distancing and all that stuff that our governors, our president, and everyone else is, imploring us to do. So hopefully I can provide a couple of minutes for you guys to turn your brains off a little bit and watch all the shit that I've collected this week. This is actually feeling much more like an old school Frank Fulci video in terms of I don't have any CDs or anything to show off. It's just all movies, and I have quite a bit of them to show off. There was a couple of sales and stuff going on this week. So I actually got a lot of the shipments in sooner than I thought I was gonna. So I have stuff to show you guys. I just want to figure out which one I want to do first. All right, let's do this one. This is from MVD, which I believe stands for Music Video Distributors, but they are the distributor for Blue Underground. That happened in the last year, I want to say. And they had a sale on their Blue Underground titles. So I picked up a few, still finding more and more that I've been missing. Not even just like newer releases, but the Blue Underground catalog on Blu-ray is much more expansive than I thought. So anyway, one I picked up that I didn't have already is David Carradine in Circle of Iron. Yeah, again, another Blu-ray from Blue Underground that I didn't know existed. So I just wanted to pick it up. I mean, David Carradine's the man, and it's from a story by Bruce Lee. So this is definitely one I'm interested in checking out. Next we have H.G. Wells' The Shape of Things to Come. So of course this looks like a little sci-fi masterpiece, I guess. I don't know if that's the word you would use for something like this, but let's see, is there a year on this and when this came out? 1979 film. So yeah, excited about that. Again, another Blue Underground I didn't know existed. And of course the last one of those older ones, I have another one to show here, is Fast Company, a film by David Cronenberg. This is one I never even heard of, let alone knew that Blue Underground put out. Again, 1979, so two 1979 flicks here. But yeah, it looks like some nice action, maybe a little thriller thrown in there, David Cronenberg action flick. But anyway, this was the real big one that I was excited to get. Two Evil Eyes, this is the most recent release that they did, which is a 3-disc limited edition. So you can actually see that lenticular doing a little thing. Yeah, this is actually pretty good. I had the old Blue Underground release for this that wasn't, 3 discs. But yeah, this was the last of the newer releases that I had to pick up. Unfortunately, I'm sure they're gonna announce a 4K, actual 4K UHD release of this, just like they have with Zombie and Maniac. This is a 4K transfer, I believe, anyway. Yeah, new 4K restoration from its original camera negative. Sorry, I didn't see that shit. My brain and eyes aren't working as of late. But next up, I'll do the Vinegar Syndrome package. So as you guys know, or any of you guys who have been watching, I pulled the trigger last year on Black Friday, and I'm a subscriber now, so I do get things shipped to me out of nowhere, as they come. And I also bought one more recently that they had on sale that was a little discounted for subscribers, but I still had to purchase it separately. So I'll get to that one in a second. So the two this month for subscribers, I did the horror only. I guess they had the horror and adult, like exploitation one. So I'm just getting the horror related stuff. The first one is Olivia. So just like most Vinegar Syndrome titles, I don't know anything about this. 1981. When she was a child, Olivia witnessed the horrifying and violent murder of her prostitute mother at the hands of an angry John. Now an adult, she's married to an abusive and controlling factory worker. That is until her mother appears to her and demands that Olivia avenge her death by seducing and then slaying men. While disposing of a body near the London Bridge, Olivia has a chance meeting with a friendly American named Mike, who reveals that he's visiting England in order to dismantle and move the bridge to Arizona, setting off a series of increasingly strange events and a lot more bloodshed. It's a little supernatural, revenge, other shit going on too flick. That sounds pretty cool. And Deadline is the next one from Vinegar Syndrome. Again, know nothing about this. Stephen Lessie makes his living as a horror writer who has learned that the bloodier the story, the bigger the market. But Stephen has also hit a personal crisis wherein he yearns for artistic recognition and an escape from the brutality he conjures up to earn a living. All the while, his horrifying and murderous fantasies begin to blend into his day-to-day life, numbing him to his crumbling marriage until a shocking tragedy occurs from which he has no escape. Interesting. Alright, Deadline. And the last one from Vinegar Syndrome, this is the one I bought separately. This is part of their Vinegar Syndrome Archives, I think it's called, VSA. This is number 5 in that series, so this is Hell Riders. So again, these guys have done an awesome job with this hard box flip, double artwork, and it loads from the bottom here. This one looks pretty cool. The Hell Riders are the most vicious members of a Southern California biker gang, so extreme in their activities that they've been pushed out of their gang and now are on their own, roaming the countryside on the lookout for people to terrorize. After attacking a stranded woman who manages to escape to a nearby town, the Hell Riders decide to pursue her, eventually ending up in the town as well, and begin violently taking out anyone who has the misfortune of ending up in their bloodthirsty path. It's a little a little biker gang fucking gore fest, I guess, murdering spree. So again, just the cover art alone looks sick on this one, so happy to have that. I never realized when I used to buy the Vinegar Syndrome stuff separately that I was just always buying like the adult titles too, obviously, and like there was 4 a month, so I guess 2 are always horror. So the subscription, while it's still like a great price, I feel like I'm missing out on shit. You know, just getting 2 titles and then plus the extra one I bought. I don't know, maybe I'm just being weird about it, but I feel like I should be getting more. What the hell do I know? Next up is one from Ronin Flicks. Now this one is exciting. If you guys have ever purchased from Ronin, so you know they distribute Code Red and Scorpion titles. Well, recently they started distributing and selling particular Arrow titles, which is fucking awesome because the more places to get Arrow titles is always, you know, the better. It's always a good thing. So, and I've always bought from Ronin anyway, so why not get my Arrow titles from them now? I didn't get all the ones they have up for sale, but I did get one that I was excited about, and I'll show that off in a second. Oh, God. Of course, these guys always do a good job of wrapping up their stuff. Alright, let's get that out of the way. Get this out of the way. So first they threw in a little, it's pretty sick, a little matchbook. Now showing City of the Living Dead. If you guys can see that. And then it just has a little Ronin logo on the other side there. So first up is a MGM and Scorpion releasing of Blind Rage. 5 blind master killers pull off the most unbelievable heist of all time. So this looks like a little revenge action kung fu blaxploitation flick. Of course, starring the incomparable Fred Williamson, who I saw in VFW recently, which is a fucking fantastic movie. You guys definitely need to read my review of that. I've been slacking on reviews, but I did that one last Sunday, and I'll link it down below. Fucking great movie. Calling it right now movie of the year by Joe Bagos, who did Bliss, who I thought was movie of the year last year, but I digress. Anyway, Fred Williamson was in that. So next up is another MGM Scorpion release of Record City. Get your laughs off at the store with more. So this might be a little bit of a comedy exploitation thing. This madcap comedy that could have only been made in 1977 chronicles the exploits of the employees at a record store. Oh, Tim Thomerson is in it from like Trancers and some Full Moon shit. As they get ready for their big talent contest hosted by Gordon Kong. Performing in front of the record store, watch such classic talents like Gallagher, Ted Lang, Dr. Feelgood, and Razzle P. Willie, plus such madcap comedians like Michael Callan, Sorrel Brook, Ruth Buzzy, Frank Gorshin, Larry Storch, Jack Carter, and Alice Ghostly all get involved in this musically insane hijinks. So I guess a comedy musical? Interesting, guys. We'll see about that one. Next up, this one's exciting. Another Dario Argento from Scorpion. Can never have enough Argento. Sleepless. This is one I never actually even heard of. Most of the ones that they put out, I've heard of at least over the years. You know, Card Player. What else did they put out recently? I don't know. Somewhere on my shelf here. But yeah, Sleepless is one that I never heard of. It has some new audio commentary with film historians, new interview with Dario, which they've been doing, which is awesome. New interview with screenwriter Franco Ferrini. New interview with set designer Antonello Gelang. New interview with Gabriele Lavia. And new interview with Paolo Maria Scalandro, Commissioner Manny. So a couple of the actors interviewed, things like that. So the movie itself is from 2001. And yeah, hopefully it's good. Dario, new Argento. This one I was very excited. So this is one of the Arrow titles I was saying they are distributing now. This is One Missed Call trilogy. So another one of these recent Arrow titles. I didn't pick it up when it first came out. I think it's only a couple of months old anyway. But 3 films by Takashi Miike, Renpei Tsukamoto, and Manabu Aso. Probably butchered those names. But yeah, these are ones, I think I saw the original One Missed Call years and years ago. Obviously there was the American remake too, which maybe I've seen parts of that one too. But I'm excited to revisit the first one and then to see the sequels, which I've never seen. I know Takashi only did the first one, Miike. But excited to see what they did with the sequels on this. So very happy to have another Arrow release in my collection. And still one more box to go, guys. Look at this big fucking guy. This is actually, I guess technically not horror, although some of those ones I just showed off weren't horror either. But this is from Shout Select. Well, it's from Shout Factory, but they just had a recent sale on their Shout Select titles, which, as you guys know, again, if you've been watching my stuff, I had won that Shout Select contest where I got a year's worth of their releases. That's over. So if I ever want Shout Select titles, I have to buy them now like everyone else. But this was a sale that I picked up a lot of older titles that I didn't have. Again, not horror stuff, but most of these, again, are things that I never even heard of, but they looked interesting, you know, in terms of the cast or whatever. So, you know, something about them caught my eye. So I picked up a bunch. And apparently they had posters left over because they sent it in this big box. So I'll show you guys everything I got here. A lot of paper, a lot of things. Here's the box. This might just be poster, but I want to see if there's anything else as far as the movie itself in here. Alright, so that's that. Alright, let's get this all out of the way. I'll clean it up afterwards. Throw this shit out here. Alright, so this is a big stack of Shout Select. Again, ones I didn't have, and the prices were pretty good. First up, number 51 in the Shout Select line, Get Shorty. Again, these are ones that I've never seen. Yeah, I've never seen any of these guys, so I'm not going to know much about them. Again, just to fill in the gaps in my collection and stuff that looked interesting. So Get Shorty I've obviously heard of. John Travolta, Gene Hackman, Rene Russo, and Danny DeVito. That cast alone and the fact that I've actually heard of it, I've heard good things about this movie, so excited about that. So that's number 51. Let me get this sheath out of the way, or knife out of the way rather. So a bunch of these numbers are all over the place because they're just stuff, like I said, I never had. So Into the Night, this is number 35. This is Jeff Goldblum. Oh, it's directed by John Landis, so of course I had to get that. But Jeff Goldblum and Michelle Pfeiffer in this one. I think it's like a little black comedy type of thing. I mean, John Landis did American Werewolf in London. He did a bunch of other stuff that we obviously know about. Yeah, I don't want to read too much synopsis because this video is already going a little longer than I've been doing, so I don't want to keep you guys forever. But get on to the next one. Here's number 17. This is Fantastic Fear of Everything. Starring Simon Pegg. So I don't know about this. I'm assuming it's a comedy, obviously, with Simon in there. I could be way off. I mean, it already says comedic genius Simon Pegg stars in a most unusual horror comedy. Oh, so it's a horror comedy. All right. Glad to hear about that. All right, next up is Home for the Holidays, number 32. Again, one I've heard about. Never seen it. Stars Holly Hunter, Robert Downey Jr., and Anne Bancroft. A Jodie Foster film. Oh, I didn't even know Jodie Foster directed this one, so that's interesting. So, there we go. Home for the holidays. Next up, Dan Aykroyd in Dr. Detroit. This is number 45. When I was a kid, I grew up in the 80s, but was born in 87, so it was the late 80s. I wasn't watching shit like this. I was watching Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers and shit growing up. So I missed the whole old school comedian movies like Dan Aykroyd and fucking Steve Martin and all these older comedian guys. Like, I never watched their movies, so I don't know about a lot of them. But figure, why not start now? Dr. Detroit with Dan Aykroyd. Don't know if this is a good one or not, but if Shout Select took the time to put it out, it's got to be pretty good, right? Next up, number 63, a nice little slip cover here. 4 Weddings and a Funeral. Again, one that I've heard of, but never seen it. Pretty sure this is just a comedy, maybe a little rom-com, if you will. Hugh Grant, Andie MacDowell, 25th anniversary edition, brand new 4K scan. So yeah, 4 Weddings and a Funeral. Next up, another comedy. See, this is Steve Martin, like I mentioned. Number 61, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. Again, one I have actually heard of but never seen. Figure out, get into these older comedies here. Everyone could use a laugh once in a while, right? So yeah. What year is this one from? 1988. See, the year after I was born. I wasn't watching this shit. So yeah, Steve Martin, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. Next, see, another Dan Aykroyd. This one has Tom Hanks in it as well. Number 52, Dragnet. I mean, just for those 2 guys alone, I wanted to get this one. It's like a little action comedy. Just judging by the back here. Breakneck car chases, stunt tumbles, SWAT gunfire, plus a gold mine of one-liners. Can't go wrong with that, right? And last in this haul, guys, you're gonna laugh at me, the Legally Blonde collection, yeah! Number 66, Shout Select. I've seen the first one of these actually on TV many years ago. It's pretty funny for what it is. I don't know how many movies are in this. Is there 2 movies? Yeah, Legally Blonde and Legally Blonde 2. So, silly little pickup here, number 66 in the Shout Select line. But again, nice to fill some gaps in that run of Shout Factory stuff. So that will be it today, guys. Nice, like I said, call back to the old Frank Fulci videos where I just had tons and tons of movies. I actually have a lot more shit coming in this week. I ordered stuff from Epic Pictures, Dread Presents. Warner Brothers had a sale. Severin just put out a sale last night, so I ordered a bunch from that a couple hours ago. What else? I ordered another thing from Vinegar Syndrome that'll come separately. That'll come next month, though. A bunch of stuff. So a lot of shit here and a lot more coming, guys. So stick with me. Frank Fulci's back. If you guys are new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And also go back. This will be video number like 72 or 73, I think. So I've done 73 weeks in a row of movies, Funko Pops, graphic novels, CDs, all sorts of horror-related stuff. So you can definitely have a back catalog to look at in your little quarantined, bored days. You can have some content to look forward to. Anyway, if you guys are current subscribers already, thank you for coming back. Welcome. You guys know I love seeing repeat offenders, obviously. So make sure you guys hit me up in the comments below. Give me a thumbs up. Tell your friends. Share the video. Whatever you want to do. And then, like I said, I'll see you guys next week. I have a bunch of stuff coming in. So until next time, peace out. Be good.